Alright, I got something a little interesting for y'all today. Quick preface. The person who posted this did not come for me in that sense. They weren't like malicious or anything of the sort. So like I'm chill on it. Don't worry. There's no beef here. I'm a grown ass man anyways. I don't do internet beef. However, yo, let's read this post, man. Let's read let's read this post, okay? Kubera. Shut the bleep up about Kubera.
Oh no.
Why do people keep comparing Tower of God with Kubera all of a sudden? I'm starting to think these are Nia D. Hemming fans.
Bruh.
Oh, no, no. He mainly covers Tower of God and Kubera, but prefers Kubera at the moment over Tower of God. No hate, thou, though. I love this guy and his criticism of the series, but I can't help but think he's a big influence on the Tower of God versus Kubera topic. As a matter of fact, he's the only YouTuber who covers Kubera as of yet. That's not true. Again, I'm not trying to hate on Kubera nor Naya. If you want to talk about Kubera, go to the Kubera sub. Yeah, let's talk about this, man.
Y'all talking time just tick away. You ain't clocking hours on the day. All that watching stopping what you claim. Dollar crosses real got me name. Hoping God just get me out this way.
Like the video, subscribe, hit the bell of dawn to the Ghost of 31 series to get you. Let's talk about this because this is so funny to me. For a myriad of reasons, for a plethora of reasons, this is so funny to me. I don't even know where to begin. But let's start here. If there was three series Tower of God has been compared to, as I got into like webtoons and whatever the case is, it's Hunter x Hunter because of the examinations. It's One Piece, and I did a video on this called "Is Tower of God the One Piece of webtoons?" And in it, I briefly say I could understand why a lot of people say I disagree. I think they're two completely different series with two completely different storytelling styles, but there's overlap in places where I can see why people would kind of compare the two or connect the two. The third one is Kubera because of the lore and the world building. Korean webtoons with a kind of main character with a destiny, so to speak, in a very fantastical world with creatures and beings of mass destruction who are very, very powerful. There's overlap there. I have a Tower of God versus Kubera video that I'm very proud of, and I'm not pitting them against each other. I'm contrasting, comparing them. I'm talking about where they're similar and where they're different. Ultimately, why I think that SIU and Currygom style are not the same. They're very dissimilar. So to be like it's your fault you did it, like listen, maybe. I personally have a hard time believing it. I hit 4K last year. You know what I'm saying? Like subscribers. Thank you guys. I appreciate every single one of you, but I am not some 1K YouTuber where I put something out and it reverberates through the like community immediately. I put up videos sometimes that struggle to get 100 views. Like I can't be moving the needle that much. I am very, 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 very grateful for all the Kubera people who follow me, but there's a very small section of people. My Kubera videos on average get about 200 views. So like it's very hard for me to believe that there's all like you. I think you're conflating something to me. I've been told that because of me, a lot of people are reading Kubera more now. Possibly, I can't confirm or deny that. I'll like to believe it, but I can't confirm nor deny that. But to attribute them being compared more often to me, I do think is a little disingenuous because it's been happening for a long time. Even as I was going to get back into it to give it a proper second chance last year when I started reading it properly, people were still saying that. Oh, if you like Tower of God, you like Kubera. They get compared all the time for a myriad of reasons. It is what it is. Now, I am playing into it here and there. There's streams and moments that I'm playing into it. I'll say something like there's levels to this season 3-ish where I'm bashing Tower of God a bit and I'm playing up Kubera. I absolutely do that. I'm not gonna act like I haven't done it. But a lot of my audience is bad at telling when I'm playing something up. You know what K-fob is? It's kind of like a role you play in wrestling. Like if you're supposed to be like the bad guy who is a bad guy, you're supposed to kind of always be in a role. Sometimes I come on here and I do a little K-fob. I'm playing around. I'm having fun with it. And a lot of times you guys cannot tell. A lot of you can. I'm not. You know who you are. But sometimes you guys will come here. You may not be here that often. You may not really get my humor. So you think I'm legitimately just like bashing, going right at Tower of God. And trust me, there's times where I do that, and you could tell, because I'll tell you I'm just bashing it. But sometimes it's just like no, it's criticism. And I'm playing into it, and yeah, Kubera I do think is better personally. But what I value in storytelling and what you value in storytelling might not be the same thing. Academically, critical thinking, deconstruction, and analysis is what I excelled at in school and post secondary. So, stories, philosophy, well, now psychology, but even when I did a little bit of psychology, I was good at that. But writer's craft, mystery, English, those are the things that I excelled at in school. Post secondary, went into journalism and English. Again, still with writing, still with storytelling, still with things in that ilk. Learning about writing conventions, learning about and reading different types of writing material from all across the globe, from different time periods and in multiple languages. Two to be specific, but three sometimes, right? So I have a diverse palette of like literature behind me, and thus I am very hard to impress. I understand that. I get it. I am difficult to impress a lot of times. I value characters in story, and I like very cohesive storytelling where I can tell you have a plan and you're building upon what you laid the foundation for. You have building blocks, a foundation, a pillar and piece here, and you build upon it properly. I kind of don't like story. There's tons of stories that are like this that are great, but I kind of don't like where I can tell you're freestyling on the go. Okay? You might love action and aesthetics. That might be your thing. You might be a lore whore or a world building merchant. Everybody has different things in storytelling they value. Currygom just happens to embody a lot of the things that I naturally really, really like when I'm experiencing narrative. SIU had that for a while, and I think he's completely lost it. Granted, I do think that these last couple of chapters of Tower of God that I've read, have been reading, have been a step in the right direction, and we're going in the direction that I think we should be going in, but we're not quite where we need to be yet. Do you like Kubera more than Tower of God? Do you like Tower of God more than Kubera? I really don't give a flying fuck which one you like more. I really don't, because I'm going to talk about both regardless, okay? At the end of the day, to attribute me for them being compared a lot more, again, with the numbers that I have and the influence that I think that I have a hard time believing that. But if I am, I'm honestly not mad at it. I'm okay with people comparing them and wanting to talk about why perhaps they might be a little frustrated with Tower of God, and because of something like Kubera, they've like kind of rekindled some of their love and care for webtoons. I was pretty much done with webtoons altogether until Kubera. That's why I started giving things like Purple Hyacinth, Random Chat, and things like that a fair chance again, even coming back to an ordinary and hardcore leveling warrior. Because I'm like, this is a high quality webtoon that I highly respect from a writing and storytelling standpoint. I think you could be a good writer and a bad storyteller. What does that mean? Well, think about it this way. I use a classic example I always use. Let's say there was a way to properly quantify how funny a joke is. There was actually a metric and a checklist. You could legitimately have a hilarious joke to tell the audience, but if your delivery is poor, will they laugh? For example, you know comedians will like pause and the crowd would like giggle. They might like inflect their voice like, wait a minute. Like there's so many little things they do as they're telling the joke to make it hit more, so that when the punchline drops, there's impact. You could be a great writer, but you could be not great at telling your story. That happens. Some people are not a fan of Currygom's artistry or art style. You can, take a notch off her or whatever for that. I will always respect her because I see the improvement, and I can tell she's not running from the parts of her narrative that she's not great at. I don't even think she's a bad artist at all. Really, I don't. But I just think that a lot of the other people on webtoons blow her out the water, much like in a very natural way. So, anyways, very interesting. I thought that comment was funny to read because I'm like, What? I'm getting. This is my fault. But hey, man, let me know what you guys see though. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I have a lot more influence than I realize, because I don't be in Reddit threads and I don't know where people hang out online anymore. Like if you're not on Twitter, I don't know where to find you. So that being said, y'all have yourself some mighty fun day. I'm gonna be but let me know. Let me go, man. SIU versus Currygom. Slave and Utero versus Currygom. That's gonna be a title. That'll be a title. Anyways, like, subscribe, hit the bell. Y'all be safe.
In my drugs, pour it in my cup, sitting in my darkness with my ghouls, we pouring up. I don't really give a fuck, I don't really have a say. You tell me that I suck until you get up out my face. You got tears in your eyes, looking like a fool.